Good morning, y'all. It is Tuesday. I don't know what the day is, the number, but I know it's Tuesday. I have a doctor's appointment this afternoon, and I also want to get my van smogged. No, I didn't do it yesterday like I was supposed to. But I was on that website yesterday, Land of Lakes. Y'all, you got to check that out. If you like to cook or bake, especially bake, go over there. I printed out probably 5 or 6 different recipes. They weren't all dessert. Um, but what we're making today is pumpkin pound cake. I get to use my new bundt pan. That thing is big, isn't it? Look at that. And I've got a big head. Okay, so I figured out how to copy the link for the recipe into the description. Aren't you proud of me? I'm proud of me. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you quickly what this has in it. And it's 3 3/4 cups all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. Now, I didn't have any pumpkin pie spice, so I made my own, okay? It calls for a tablespoon of that, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt. I put a little bit less salt in there because I always use salted butter. 2 cups of sugar. Now, I almost did not make this recipe. I almost didn't print it out, and here's why. There's no brown sugar in it. Hey, y'all. But there's no brown sugar in it. But there is 1½ cups of butter. 6 large eggs, a 15-ounce can of pumpkin, and I have this Walmart brand organic pumpkin. And let me see, 3/4 cup of milk. Now, I am going to be pausing this, you guys, because it takes a lot of beating. You add 1 egg at a time, and then you beat it and egg it and beat it and egg it and beat it. And I don't even like to hear that. So, I've already mixed my sugar and my butter together, so now it's time for the eggs. Oh, I'm going to share with y'all the pumpkin pie spice ingredients. It's 4 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of ginger, ground of course, 1 teaspoon of ground cloves. I love cloves. It always reminds me of Easter. You know how you always had a ham and you put those little pointy pieces of cloves all over in the middle of your pineapples? And a 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. And this makes, let me see, how much does it make? If you store it in an airtight container, it lasts for 6 months, and it makes 2½ tablespoons. So I didn't know whether, would it be cheaper to buy the pumpkin pie spice? Would it be better to make my own? I had the stuff to make it. I wasn't going to the store. Okay, and that's it. And you mix it all up. And you can use this to make spiced nuts. Oh my gosh, y'all. I could eat those all day long. Spiced nuts. Spiced walnuts, to be specific. Okay, so I'm going to pause this for a little bit, and I'm going to beat all those eggs in there, okay? I'll be back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. It worked. Um, I have beat those 6 eggs in with the sugar and the butter. And now I'm getting ready to do the, let me just, there we go. You can see my beaters have a lot of stuff in them. And here's my mixture. Now, when I'm done beating that in, then I have to, the directions said to beat your stuff together and then add your flour mixture to it alternately with the milk. But here's the problem. As much as I love my gorgeous bowls, they are not really deep. I used to have this set of aluminum mixing bowls, and they nested, and they had like this little hook. Each one of them had like this little thing on the outside of it, so you could stick your finger up in there and really hold on to your bowl. And they were deep. My small one was about that big around, and it was really deep. And man, that's what you used with one beater on your mixer to beat your whipped cream. Back in the day, y'all, we didn't use Cool Whip. We made our own whipped cream, okay? And I love it. I could just eat it right out of the bowl. I know y'all are not surprised by that. But I'm going to tell you, if you, wrong leg to stand on, if you are looking to outfit your kitchen, and if there's any young woman out there watching these crazy videos, I'm talking to y'all. The thing you need to do is, whether you enjoy baking or you prefer cooking, and most of us prefer one over the other, and some of us like all of it. But go through recipes that you like, that you want to cook, that you want to bake, and see what utensils you need. You can totally outfit your kitchen that way. Every time I look at a recipe, well, not every time now, but when you look at a recipe, you think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I don't have an 8x8 pan. You can do stuff. I mean, you can make things work, but it's so much nicer if you have the right tool for the job. It's just like being a carpenter. I mean, you can't be a carpenter with one hammer. You need a sledgehammer. You need a rubber mallet. You need a regular hammer. You need a smaller hammer. I mean, there's no telling how many different kinds of hammers there are. Well, I don't know what you call those hammers that are flat on one end and then they get smaller and they get like this little ball thing on the other end. Is it a ball peen hammer? I don't even know what you use them for. I used to have one. But anyway, so if you're looking to outfit your kitchen, that's what you do. You go through the recipes that you know you want to cook or bake or both, and get those items, and you'll know that you have the right tool for the job. Now, well, yeah, that just took a train out of here. I don't know what that was I was going to say. But do y'all happen to notice anything in my kitchen? Y'all notice anything? I was going to just ask the question. Well, actually, I wasn't going to say a word because I know at least one or two of you would notice. You're very observant. but I can't help myself. I can't help it. I'm asking you if you've noticed anything, and a bunch of you have noticed by now. But I'm going to show y'all. And you know what? You guys have the best suggestions sometimes. It's like, oh yeah, why didn't I think about that? So, here we go. I could not have all these beautiful lime green utensils hidden away somewhere. Now, I was going to put hooks all back here and hang them, but you know, I get a little edgy when I get too much stuff. In fact, I'm going to go through here and I'm going to, you know, I take stuff out and then I'll add a little back. I change it up. And then I thought, oh my gosh, they make these things called utensil crocks. Check that out. Is that cute? Look at the little feet. Oh, it's so adorable, and it's ceramic. I know we would have all died if I'd have dropped that in the floor. I think it was like $15. It was very reasonable. If you can see things that are almost identical that are priced differently. It was just like Miss Hazel's new dog feeding thing. I wanted that gray color, but it was too expensive. And then I kept looking and I kept looking. Well, it was too expensive because it was the deluxe model. And I found it in the undeluxe model, and it was much cheaper. My little crock, same thing. Different companies have different prices, so it pays to do your shopping around on Amazon, of course. Now, here's the thing. My kitchen is such a mess, but I want y'all to see. Do you see the pink stuff under my canisters? Oh my gosh, y'all. Several of you suggested those. They're like silicone. This is a pot holder and a hot pad. And that's what those are. Aren't they adorable? They are so cute. Now, they didn't have them in lime green. If they had, I would have gotten them. And I don't think they didn't have them in red either. They had them in white, black, and pink. So I was glad to have it. You can't believe what I saw. Oh my gosh. They have a pink metal trash can. Now, I'm not talking about a little pink thing that you put in your bathroom. I'm talking about one of those big metal ones. It's not the giant size, but like a medium size metal ones. And I think it has that little thing and you step on it and the lid opens up. I don't think there's a thing in the world that they make that somebody doesn't make it in pink. I need to start a factory. I could call it the Pink Factory. And everything that came out of there would be pink. But I don't really have a place for it, thank goodness. Except I've been keeping a basket over by that space by the front door. And that's where I've been putting my recyclables. I don't know if it would sit there, but it looks like it might. I hope not. Anyway, I'm not even going to look. But you guys, thank you for your suggestions. They really pay off sometimes. Um, and it was a thing. Hello. Why didn't you think of that? I don't know. I didn't. But I'm so glad to have a solution. And all I do is I can just pick up my little jar like this. If I need to move one, I just pick it up like that and put it where I want it, and then I put it back. Watch out, Mr. Rooster. Oh, you're on backwards. Oh my gosh, y'all. I stayed up until after 1 o'clock in the morning. I was reading this book, and when I was done reading the book, I was like, why did I even read that book? But once you get far enough into one, it's like, I don't know, you feel like you just need to finish it. But I didn't leave a review. I do. If a book is good, I leave a nice review. But anyway, y'all, let me get back to this. And then it cooks for about 55 minutes. And you can make a homemade sour cream icing to go on it. And I think I have the stuff for that. If not, I have sour cream icing in my little baking cabinet. So anyway, y'all, let me get with this and get that thing in the oven, okay? I bet it's going to taste really, really good. And I wish I could share it with y'all, but I can't. So I'm going to cut this one off for right now because you're not going to miss a thing except me pouring it into the bowl and, into my pan. You have no idea, y'all, how many times I looked at these in the stores, on Amazon, and I was so proud of myself because I would put one in my cart and then I would take it out. I didn't get it. I was trying to have some restraint. So you can just imagine how happy I was when this baby showed up. Thank you, sweetie. Okay, that's it. Do something fun today, and I'm sure I'll talk to y'all again later. Bye now.